Lost the lead.
Changing back, cover me!
It's too close. Fight harder.
Reloading, cover me!
We lost the lead.
Reloading, cover me!
Tied for the lead. We lost the lead.
Reloading. Reloading. Reloading.
It's too close. Fight harder.
Reloading, cover me!
We've taken the lead. Tied for the lead.
Reloading, cover me!
We've taken the lead.
Cover me, reloading! Reloading, cover me! Changing back, cover me! Reloading, cover me! Reloading, cover me! Changing back! Reloading! Changing back! Got shot! Get down! Sniper! Reloading! Cover me! Reloading! Reloading! Cover me! Reloading! Reloading! Cover me! Cover me!
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
Sniper down!
Predator missile inbound. Hunter-killer drone deployed.
Reloading! Changing mag, cover me! Target down! Reload!
Friendly Predator missile inbound.
Reloading, cover me! Reloading! Tango down! Cover me, reloading! Changing mag! Changing mag! Enemy down! Reloading, cover me! Cover me, reloading! Changing mag! Target down! Enemy down!
For deployment.
Hang out!
Hunter-killer drone on standby.
Reloading! Cover me! Changing back!
Nice work. Front line.
in sight. Changing back. Cover me. Get down.
بشيل لك تسمعت حاجة اللي كلمك قال ما يجي
Changing back. Reloading. Cover me.
UAV online.
وش خلبت أمك وحيد نار كاشة
It's too close. Fight harder.
أخرب علي والله يعظم إني مشغول
Reloading.
We lost the lead.
أتعصب الأخ محمد أصبح خمان نصبح خماننا أصبح خمان ما يقول خماننا
Reloading.
خندوم كل يوم
Enemy down. Reloading. Reloading.
بس أنا ألعب
Reloading.
عليك هذا اللعبة أنا أحبك أنا قد إنك شهر وجهك لا ما نقدر داخل الشعر أي بالعويل الخطرة حق دوي أي شو بقول عنه أجل تعرف مع ترى الله تقطعه أنا قد بيك وأنا بكسر الدول الله كيف بعد تتبع منه هاي حاجة الله لا أستلم مكان تقول قيعة لا بس عند العرب
Sniper down. Changing mag. Cover me.
Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
Target down.
Hostile hunter.
Changing mag. Reloading. Cover me. Changing mag. Cover me.
Finish this mission.
Changing mag. Changing mag. Cover me.
شوف
Enemy in sight.
أنت أتركت
Short.
أنت انت مظلومة. انا تسبح انت اتخيل طبعا انت خاص ايه what
Reloading. Tango down.
what ابا حاي
Reloading. Cover me. Target down.
يا مرة وما اللي انا العب
Sniper down.
Walking!
Tango down.
الناس لك جديد الناس وش يا اللعبة دي نازل بوب بعيد هيدا أبد هيدا من يقول أنا أقول أكل عمي عمي كويس هو اللي راعي تكب خسبت عندها عارف بس أول الناس يقول إنك ترى كلام يا خنيس كلام خلاص برا مع الجنوب
Sniper eliminated. Reloading. Target down. Stay down.
Online.
Changing mag. Cover me. I'm hurt. Contact with enemy. Reloading.
حالك وحي علوم
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
سلام سلام بتعرفون داين قطر وحي حوشل
Killer drone deployed.
هذا ها هي حاي جحا
Reloading. Target down. Cover me, reload. Changing mag, cover me.
It's too close. Fight harder. We lost the lead. Tied for the lead. We lost the lead.
Sniper eliminated.
It's too close. Fight harder. We've taken the lead. Be advised, hostile predator missile inbound. Tied for the lead. We've taken the
Enemy
lead.
down.
It's too close. Fight harder. We lost the lead.
Sniper down.
We tied for the lead. We lost the lead.
Reloading. Reloading. Sniper eliminated. Sniper down. Reloading. Careful down.
It's too close.
Target
Fight
down.
harder.
Reloading.
We've taken the lead. We tied for the lead. We've taken the lead. It's too close. Fight harder.
Sniper eliminated.
We've taken the lead. We tied for the lead. We've taken the lead.
Sniper eliminated.
You're hurting. Keep fighting. It's too close. Fight harder. We lost the lead. Friendly predator missile inbound.
Targets in sight.
We tied for the lead. We lost the lead.
Reloading. cover me!
Hostile Predator missile inbound.
Grenade out!
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint is ours. We've taken the lead. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. We tied for the lead.
Target's
Lost the
inside.
lead. Hardpoint locked down. We're failing this mission.
Reloading.
Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified.
Frag! Target down!
Hardpoint is ours. It's too close. Fight harder.
Enemy contact!
We've taken the lead. Hardpoint contested.
Reloaded! Cover me! Enemy down! Reloading! Enemy down!
Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Contact with enemy! Reloading!
UAV online. We tied for the lead. Lost the lead.
Target down! Reloading!
Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
I got shot! I'm hurt!
Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested. Capture the objective. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Enemy down!
identified. Hostiles have the hard point. We lost the lead. We're losing this fight. Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
Target's in sight.
Hardpoint contested.
Reloading.
Hardpoint lost. Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint is ours.
Changing mag. Cover me. Tango down!
Fight harder. We've taken the lead.
Enemy down!
Hardpoint contested. Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint. We tied for the lead. We lost the lead.
Tango down! Frag out! Tango down! Enemy down!
Ready for deployment. Capture the objective.
Reloading! Cover me!
Hardpoint locked down. Missile awaiting orders. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Pick it up, team. is ours. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Tango down!
Hardpoint locked down.
Engine back, cover me!
Capture the objective. Hardpoint lost. Priority tasking failure. Return to base.
Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright, so to actually get to your settings, what you want to do is you want to press the little settings cog on the top right of your screen, and then your settings thing will pop up. Okay, so the first section that's going to pop up is controls. Now, I will be doing a video talking about the best control layout, so that would be this. I'll be doing a whole separate video on this if you guys would like to see. Here's my HUD though if you guys wanted to just copy. But I will be talking about best controls for iPads, iPhones, 2-finger, 3-finger, 4-finger. Like, I'll be talking about a ton of stuff in that video. So if you guys do want to see that in the future, make sure to drop a sub so that you'll be notified as soon as I post that video. Alright, apart from the custom controls though, there is a setting here that I do want to touch on. If you press this little settings wheel, I'll zoom in on it right now. You'll go on this page. Now, if you guys look at mine, I have it on hipfire for everything except sniper rifle. Now, basically the reason that I do this is because I want all my guns, when I press the fire button, I just want it to shoot. I don't want it to start aiming in or anything. And basically what the left side is, means as soon as you press the shoot button, it'll start aiming in. Now, I don't want that. I like to have it separate. I'll touch on this more in the controls video because this really matters with that. But personally, I have my sniper rifle like this because that way, when I press shoot, my sniper aims in. Just because right now the way the snipers work, I just like that, and a lot of pros are doing that. So, if you guys want to try that, feel free. But again, in the controls video, I'll be talking a lot more about that. Alright, so basic controls. This is where a lot more things start to matter. So, number one, we have aim assist. I have it on. I highly recommend you guys have it on. So basically how aim assist works is when there's an enemy in front of you and you're aiming near them, your crosshair will kind of pull towards them. Console Call of Duty has it. Fortnite has it. A ton of games have it. So it's not cheating. It's just something that kind of helps you aim a little bit. It's not extreme, but I highly recommend them. Console Call of Duty, I have it on. I highly recommend you guys have it on. So basically, controls video, I'll be talking a lot more about that. Alright, so basic controls. This is where a lot more things start to matter. So, number one, we have aim assist. I have it on. I highly recommend you guys have it on. So basically how aim assist works is when there's an enemy in front of you and you're aiming near them, your crosshair will kind of pull towards them. Console Call of Duty has it. Fortnite has it. A ton of games have it. So it's not cheating. It's just something that kind of helps you aim a little bit. It's not extreme, but I highly recommend having that on if you want to improve your aim. Alright, the next one is fast throw grenade. Basically what this is as soon as you press the grenade button, it'll throw it. It still does the animation of you grabbing the nade and throwing it, but you don't have to press a separate button to throw it. Now this is personal preference. I don't like doing it because I like to aim my grenade, and when you have this on, it's a lot harder to aim your grenade. Quick run from prone, I have this on. It's just because when you are prone, you most of the time want to get up and start going quick, so I recommend having it on. It's pretty self-explanatory what it does. Alright, so the next one is joystick sprint. Now basically what this is when you use your joystick and push it forward a certain distance, it'll start to make you sprint. Now I recommend using it just because this is how basically all games are, and it's going to be really comfortable to do that. So I definitely recommend having that one on so you can start sprinting quickly, because you definitely got to be moving really fast in this game. So fixed R fire button, I recommend how basically all games are. The next one is joystick sprint. Now basically what this is it's just because when you are prone, you most of the time want to get up and start going quick, so I recommend having it on. It's pretty self-explanatory what it does. Alright, so the next one is joystick sprint. Now basically what this is when you use your joystick and push it forward a certain distance, it'll start to make you sprint. Now I recommend using it just because this is how basically all games are, and it's going to be really comfortable to do that. So I definitely recommend having that one on so you can start sprinting quickly, because you definitely got to be moving really fast in this game. So fixed R fire button, I recommend having it on, but it's going to be a little harder to explain why, which I'll be touching on the controls video, because that kind of relates to the controls, so we won't talk about it too much right now, but I like having it on personally. Alright, so fixed joystick is the next one. This one I recommend having it off, and the reason is because if you're moving your thumb around and trying to use your joystick, if you accidentally miss the joystick button, if you have it on, you won't move. But if you have it off, it'll move the joystick to wherever your thumb is, basically. So I would recommend having it on. Display left fire button, I have it on. Again, that'll be touched more in the controls video. ADS, tapped ADS, I have that. Basically all that means is aim down your sight. All you do is you tap the aim button as opposed to holding it. Alright, so a new button has actually been added to ADS. It is called a double tapped ADS. I don't recommend using it. I think you guys should just continue to use tapped ADS, since that's going to be the quickest way you can actually aim. Slide while running, I recommend immediate, not long press. Basically what that's going to do is as soon as you press the crouch button while you're sprinting, you'll slide. As opposed to the long press option, which means you have to hold sliding a lot. You could try to recommend having it off. And then sensitivity, I have it at 71. Basically what low sensitivity will do means you have to pull your finger really high to start sprinting. And then high sensitivity means you barely have to pull your finger up to do a sprint. So I kind of have something a little bit in the middle at 71. Alright, the next setting is gyroscope. Now what gyroscope is when you move your phone like this, you'll actually move in-game like that. So say there's a guy ahead of me, I'm holding my phone here, and then I want to look to my left in-game. All I have to do is move my phone like that, and I'll be looking that way. Now, this is an advanced mechanical, so I'll be doing a video on totally separate talking about the best ways to do this, and I'll be interviewing pro gyroscope players. But in this case, I think if you're really trying to start off and I just wouldn't recommend doing it until you get way more advanced. So I would recommend having that off to start, and then the invert horizontal and invert vertical don't matter because you have gyroscope off. Alright, so camera FOV. Basically what FOV is how much you see on the sides. Now, if you have a high FOV, you're going to have a lot of like peripheral vision. If you have a low FOV, you're not going to see as much on your sides, but the characters that you see will be a lot bigger when you're not scoped in. When you're scoped in, FOV is the same no matter what your FOV setting is. I'll be doing a whole separate video talking about that, but basically all you need to know is the lower FOV, the less you lag. So if you're on an older device and you're lagging, I highly recommend trying to put your FOV down, and this will help quite a bit. Okay, so the next one is weapon aim or reset weapon aim. I don't recommend having this on just because it's going to screw with you quite a bit. Honestly, yeah, I wouldn't even turn it on. I don't know anyone that does have it on, so we'll leave it at that. Alright, so now on to audio and graphics. So this is actually going to be one of the only sections apart from FOV where you can really start getting that like better FPS, less lag, things like that, just better frame rates overall. So this might look different for you if you have a different device. So my iPhone 6s actually only shows, I believe, medium graphics and then up to a high frame rate. So that's what I can get on my iPhone 6s, which is a really, really old device, which is really good actually. But on my iPhone X Max, I can get a little bit higher. So one thing you might not know is the lower graphic quality you go, the more settings you get for your frame rate. So for me, on this phone, I can get very high and very high. But if I want to get max frame rate, I can go down to medium, and then it enables max frame rate. Another thing is graphic quality low and medium turns off anti-aliasing, ragdoll, and bloom. Now what bloom is basically, it's kind of a glow. It's sunlight and different things will add a little bit of a glow, which makes your game look really nice, but also it's going to make you lag. So if you can turn that off, I recommend turning it off. But if you're on low, it's kind of a glow. It's frame rate. Another thing is graphic quality low and medium turns off anti-aliasing, ragdoll, and bloom. Now what bloom is basically, it's kind of a glow. It's sunlight and different things will add a little bit of a glow, which makes your game look really nice, but also it's going to make you lag. So if you can turn that off, I recommend turning it off. But if you're on lower medium graphics, it'll automatically be turned off. Okay, for ragdoll is basically your game making characters apply physics to them. So now instead of when you kill someone and they just fall and die, now if they're on a like staircase, they'll start rolling down the staircase. So they kind of act like a ragdoll. So that's basically what ragdoll is. It's going to use up more processing power on your device, so I recommend turning it off. But once again, if you're on lower medium, it'll automatically be turned off. Next up is anti-aliasing. What anti-aliasing is it makes all the edges a little bit smoother. I'll probably show you guys a screenshot so you can see what I'm talking about. But again, if you're on low or medium, it's going to be automatically turned off. So obviously turning it off is going to get you a little bit more FPS, but it more than likely is automatically turned off. Now, depth of field, what that is it kind of adds a blur when you're scoped in on the sides of your screen. Now, on low and medium, you actually have this option, and I would recommend turning it off because that'll reduce the lag. They also updated the graphics section. They added this thing called real-time shadow, which you will only have if you're on, I think, medium or above. Now, if you want to reduce lag and stuff, turn it off, just like all the other settings, and you should be good to go. But if your device can handle it, you want the game to look just a little bit prettier, you can go ahead and turn on real-time shadows. So the best graphic settings to actually reduce lag are going to be graphic quality at low and frame rate at high. Now, the reason I'm not doing very high or max is because my phone can't actually display at that frame rate because it's only 60 hertz. If you're wondering if your phone is 60 hertz, it's 60 hertz. There's only a few devices that actually do above that. So if you have these options, you can test them out, but if they don't look any different, then don't do them. Just stick with high and you'll be good to go. I'll also show you guys the difference between low quality and very high quality so you guys can see. The difference is pretty apparent, but if you don't really care about quality and you just want to care about your gameplay and your frames, then you should have no problems with going on low. Now, if you're still lagging with these settings right here, which is like the absolute lowest you can go while still having a good frame rate or FPS, then what you can do is try to go down to medium. Now, it'll be choppier, but it should be a little bit more consistent. Now, there's one other trick. If you're at high and it's really good, looks great, and then after like a minute or two of playing, you start to lag, this is one thing I'd recommend. Okay, so another thing that I actually want to touch on that is going to hugely help your phone stop lagging is you need to keep your phone cool. Now, the things that are going to be making your phone pretty hot is number one, if you have a case on it that doesn't have ventilation holes in the back. So one case that actually does like have ventilation holes in the back, what's up down, is the Razer phone case, which I'll link down below. But one thing that is hugely going to help your device, if you play at home and want to play on your bed or want to play at your desk, or if you just are generally playing at home and you notice your phone is lagging, what I recommend is getting a little fan like this. I just have a little old polar fan if you look at the hand cam, or if you look at the face cam real quick. This is what I have. All it does is it plugs in with USB and then turn it on, and then you just set it down and point it at your phone like this, and then boom, it's cooling down your phone. So if you want to hold your phone up, you can tilt it up like this and play. So this is what I use because I'll stream for a very long time and my phone will start to get pretty warm. And then all I have to do is just turn this fan on, point it at my phone, and it'll cool down and it won't lag as bad. But yeah, keeping your phone cool is going to be one of the biggest things you can do to prevent lag. If you ever notice your phone starts out, we're like, oh, it's good, like it's not lagging, and then it starts to get worse, cooling is going to be your biggest issue. And again, a little fan like this or a really nice case will definitely go a long way. Alright, so VR mode graphic style, this only affects the Battle Royale, so I don't really have to talk about that right now. Basically, all it does is just changes how your Battle Royale mode looks, so we won't talk about that too much. Adjust screen, auto adjust is what I highly recommend. If your screen looks, honestly, dude, just leave it on auto adjust and you'll never even have to worry about it. Alright, so sensitivity. Now this won't affect your FPS at all, but I am doing a full separate video on how to make the perfect sensitivity so that you can aim like an absolute pro. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure to drop a sub so you can see it when it actually does come out. And it might even be out by now. Honestly, I don't know what video I'm going to post first, controls or sensitivity. So you guys can definitely check out my channel if you want to see that. Oh, and one more thing. If you go to the audio and graphics, honestly, this is just personal preference. I turned off the music. I don't like music, but this won't affect your lagging at all. I just leave everything maxed. Totally up to you. Now, BR settings, this affects Battle Royale. I am not talking about Battle Royale right now. This is my settings if you wanted to see that. And then loot settings. Again, I don't really mess with this. This is just auto loot stuff. I don't really play BR too much. This is mostly about multiplayer, so we'll just move on. Quick message, won't affect anything. It's mostly BR. Language, obviously, whatever language you speak. And then other doesn't have anything at the moment. So, that is it. That is all my settings. This will be settings that a ton of pros have. Alright, so if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like and a sub down below. I'm going to be doing a ton more content, both informational to help you guys. I'll be doing like best gun classes, best ARs, best SMGs, best settings, best all kinds of best stuff to really...
Deathmatch. Lost the lead. It's too close. Fight hard.
Changing mag! Cover me!
We've taken the lead.
Changing mag! Reloading! Changing mag! Cover me!
Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
Cover me! Reloading! I'm down! Changing mag! Changing mag! Changing mag! Cover me!
Time for the lead.
Reloading!
We lost the lead. almost there. Keep it up.
Reloading. Sniper down! Reloading. Tango down!
identified. Hardpoint is ours. We've taken the lead. Hardpoint contested.
Reloading.
Hardpoint contested.
Reloading.
We're almost there. Keep it up. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. We tied for the lead. We lost the lead. Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Reloading.
Hardpoint lost. Capture the objective. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Capture the objective. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Reloading.
Hardpoint contested.
Down.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Capture the objective.
Enemy contact!
Hardpoint
Get
is
down!
ours.
Sniper! Tango down! Reloading.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Reloading! Cover me! Sniper eliminated!
Bring it up, squad. Capture the objective. Hardpoint locked down.
Turn on voice chat.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. It's too close. Fight harder. We've taken the lead.
Reloading.
Capture the objective. We tied for the lead. We lost the lead.
Firefighters All-Stars has a variety of modes available. The best part of
You are the jump leader. Good luck.
Hey, if you guys can hear me, I'm lagging. If you guys can hear me, man, I'm kind of lagging a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but I'm lagging a little bit, so don't go too quick. Don't move too fast, guys.
Welcome to Battle Royale. The match is about to start. Time for the mission. Get ready.
See, how do you jump, man? This is my first day playing.
down.
The revived flight will arrive in 1 minute. Chip terminal is almost
Up ahead! Engaging the enemies.
He's not now. The safe zone
Zombies
is collapsed.
incoming. Engaging zombies. Reloading.
Airdrop has been delivered. The revived flight will arrive in 1 minute.
Engaging the enemy. Enemy down. Using adrenaline shot now.
Airdrop has been delivered.
The airdrop is coming. Engaging the enemies. Enemy down.
Airdrop has been delivered. Using first aid kit now. Using adrenaline shot now. Using adrenaline shot now.
Engaging the enemies. Over here. I'm down.
Chip terminal is almost ready. The safe zone is collapsing. Don't give up. You can still return to the battle.
Help. Over here. Enemy down. Using adrenaline shot.